Daylight, my MVVs, welcome. Another cat conference in the palace of the Ooni of Ife, but this time around, the cat conference has turned to a very, very serious cat fight, okay? Right now, it was looking as though these people who have been fighting against the return of Olori Naomi forgot that there is Yeye Oodua in the palace of the Ooni of Ife. We are hearing a very, very serious wahala had happened in the palace of the Ooni of Ife over the night, that they woke up to, a very serious scene that nobody could understand. What was it? 9 cats, nine dead cats in the palace, 9 dead cats, like pussycat, meow, 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 meow. Yes, so 9 of them in the palace. Like they were just all over the palace. That for the Yoruba people is a very big premonition and for the royal family. But this time, because Yeye Oodua was there or has been there, it was no longer scary because Yeye Oodua was able to tell them what had happened. Now, you do know that about 4 or 5 months ago, there was this rumor that made the rounds on social media that there were some cats in the palace, that they saw so many cats in the palace. That rumor that made me to come here and say that there was a cat conference in the palace. So it does seem as if those people who are going from one wall to the other in the palace, they use cats, as in they transform themselves into cats and they use cats to do whatever they want to do. Yes, cat, C-A-T. Yes, you heard me right. Yes, that is it. And so now they said they had a lot of cats in the palace and had a very serious fight with it. Yeye Oodua, they said that it was like, this fight was so serious. But as God will have it, Yeye Oodua was actually there in the palace. They came because they wanted to gather in the palace like they would always do, to form a group and, reach an agreement on how to attack Olori Naomi. But when they came, Yeye Oodua was there, and there was this heavy fight. And that was why people woke up to 9 dead cats in the palace of the Ooni of Ife. People were very shocked. Everybody was wondering what was going on with cats, dead cats all over the place, until Yeye Oodua, was invited by the Ooni of Ife. Ooni of Ife needed to know what was going on, and it was when she came in, she explained everything to the Ooni of Ife. We heard allegedly that while they were there, while she was trying to explain things to the Ooni of Ife, news came from Ile-Ife that 2 elders have died. Like 2 elders, they have gone, filmed to meet the ancestors, like they have gone. 2 elders, they say a man and a woman, kpaied, as in. So when that happened, Oni looked at Yeye Oodua, Yeye Oodua looked at Oni. Other elders that were there, they looked at each other. They knew that this had, emanated from the fight they had the previous night. It was a spiritual battle. If you have been following the trend, a lot of people are saying that this thing with Olori Naomi, the fight Olori Naomi is going through with these people in the palace, has to do with some kind of battle for the territory. We have heard that they have complained that for the longest of time, a lot of them grew up there in the palace and all of that. The palace of the Ooni of Ife used to be their place of convergence. But then, since Queen Naomi came, it's been very, very difficult. And that was why they wanted her out of the palace. And that was why they pulled resources together spiritually to make sure that she left. And she left, they succeeded, and they would do anything that is within their power to ensure that Queen Naomi does not return back into the palace, because Queen Naomi is actually a very serious issue to each and every one of them. So now they say 2 elders, kpaied, and Yeye Oodua said that it was as a result of the spiritual fight they had in the palace of the Ooni of Ife. So we heard that they have complained that from when they were born, they used to have everything there in the palace, but since Queen Naomi came, it's been difficult. And that's why they are fighting within their powers to ensure that Queen Naomi does not return back into the palace. I don't want to begin to sound like a broken record, but this is what the problem is, okay? And we have heard time and time again that, the fight for Queen Naomi to stay out of the palace is going to be very serious. They have told Queen Naomi over and over again that this fight is going to be very serious. They have told Ooni of Ife that one of the most difficult things that he will have to do is to get Queen Naomi back into the palace. But the moment Queen Naomi steps into the palace, that everything is going to be okay. Everything will take its natural equilibrium. Hey, Delaram Sopo, okay? So right now, this news came that two people died as a result of that fight that happened right there in the palace last night. And Ooni of Ife was so like in his element. Like he was very, very happy. Because the thing is that he himself is beginning to find it difficult to understand why these people are like this, why they continue to go on and on and on and on and want to trouble Queen Naomi for nothing, why they don't want Queen Naomi to return back to the palace. At first, we thought that it was all about the wife, but right now it's looking as if they are, pulling resources together to ensure that this does not happen for Queen Naomi. The fight is very, very serious. Yeye Ife has told Ooni of Ife that they need to stand up, and they need to know that the battle that they are facing right now is one of the biggest battles that they will face. But the great thing is that Ooni of Ife knew that this was going to happen, and that was why he brought those women into the palace. It's only God who knows what would have happened by now. Today is already 12th. We are counting days to the return of Olori Naomi into the palace. Yes, you heard me right. The return of Olori Naomi into the palace of the Ooni of Ife. And they are going to fight, but we are very sure that this time they will not succeed. Maybe if Yeye Ife had not been brought to the palace and the other woman and the other man, maybe they would have succeeded. But at this time, it is haunting them and hurting them to know that even up to this time, Oni is still standing his grounds, telling them they can't be in the palace, making sure that they don't go out of the areas where they are allowed to be, making sure that they don't return back to the palace, making sure that they begin to get comfortable being in that place, the Olori's mansion. That is what is happening right now in the palace. Preparations are ongoing, but Yeye Ife has told them that the battle has just begun, that the battle is going to be so that they should not be surprised, that anything they see, they should take. Whatever they see, they should take. And you do know that Kabiyesi is alleged to have warned them like 3 weeks back that, look, whatever happens, take it in stride, because I'm not going to allow you to destroy me or destroy my family. If you're going to destroy my family, I'm going to do everything that is within my power to protect them. And right now, I do remember how Mummy Abe kept saying that if somebody does not buy, they will not leave Queen Naomi alone. And we can see the things that are beginning to happen. And it's beginning to happen. And it's happening and happening. 2 elders now, they say they have gone as a result of the fight that happened right there in the palace. And 9 cats also died. And so now with all of these cats, we don't know how many elders will be reported by again. But we are hearing, as soon as I get it, I'm going to bring you more update. Up Queen Naomi. What God cannot do does not exist. As you people continue to say that Queen Naomi will not drink water and drop cup, that is how you will never drink water and drop cup. I'm going to bring you more update. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Do not forget, these are all alleged news.